Lesson 6.1 Solve inequalities using addition and subtraction. Essential question: how do you solve and graph inequalities on a number line? An inequality in one variable is a set of points that represents all solutions of the inequality. We have four basic kinds of inequalities that we use. We have less than, greater than, less than or equal to, and greater than or equal to. Now we have to write an inequality off of the given graph. So we number our number line, and we realize that the point starts at -2. And all the numbers are greater than that, so x is greater than -2. It's an open circle, so it is strictly greater than. The next one here, we have a graph. We number our number line till we find out what the starting point is. And the starting point is 4. Now, because it is a closed circle, x is less than or equal to 4. For C, we get our starting point as 1. It is an open circle, so x is less than 1. Equivalent inequality. Inequalities that have the same solution. Solve the following inequalities using addition and subtraction. First, we have x plus 4 is greater than 5. Now let's look back to solving equations. X plus 4 equals 5. Now what do we do to solve x plus 4 equals 5? Because we're adding 4, we would subtract 4 to both sides, and we would get x equals 1. Well, solving an inequality is very similar. We're adding 4 to the x, so to isolate the x, we subtract 4 to both sides, and we get x is greater than 1. For B, 7 is greater than or equal to 4 plus x. So we're solving for x. So to isolate x, we must get rid of a positive 4, and we get rid of a positive 4 by subtracting 4 to both sides. The right side, the 4's cancel each other out. On the left, 7 minus 4 is 3. So we have 3 is greater than or equal to x, but we always want to write it with the x first. So we just flip the entire inequality to have x is less than or equal to 3. For C, y plus 1 is less than or equal to 28. We must subtract 1 to both sides. We get y is less than or equal to 27. For D, 4 plus w is less than or equal to 5. Positive 4, we subtract 4 to both sides. W is less than or equal to -9. For E, 3 is greater than -3 plus y. So we must isolate the y. So to get rid of a -3, we add 3 to both sides. The 3's cancel each other out on the right. And on the left side, 3 plus 3 is 6. So 6 is greater than y. F, x minus 7 is less than 2. Since we're subtracting 7, we must add 7 to both sides. We get x is less than 9. So for the next part here, we have to solve and graph. So for A, we have x minus 1 is greater than 3. So we must add 1 to both sides. We get x is greater than 4. Now to graph x is greater than 4, first we must number our number line to make sure we have numbers on both sides of 4. We start out by putting a circle, a point, at 4. Now because it is strictly greater than, and there's no line underneath the inequality, it is an open circle, and it is all the numbers greater than 4, so the graph continues on to the right. For B, we have 6 plus y is less than or equal to 10. So we must subtract 6 to both sides. We get y is less than or equal to 4. So again, we must start out by numbering our number line so we have numbers on both sides of 4. Then we start out by putting a dot at 4. Now this time our circle, we must fill it in because it is less than or equal to. Whenever the inequality has a line on the bottom, we fill in the circle. So it is a closed dot. And now it is all the numbers less than 4, so our graph we shade to the left side. Translate the sentences into inequalities. A. The sum of 11 and m is greater than negative 23. Well, we must start out by underlining the important information. So we have sum and is greater than. Well, what does sum tell us to do? Sum tells us we're adding. So we're adding 11 and m. Is greater than means it's larger than negative 23. So that's the greater than sign. So 11 plus m is greater than negative 23. For B, the difference of n and 15 is less than or equal to 37. So underline your important information, difference and is less than or equal to. Difference tells us we're subtracting. So the difference of n and 15 is n minus 15. Is less than or equal to is the inequality, less than or equal to 37. Whenever the word is in front of greater than or less than or equal to, that's when you know it's an inequality and not a minus sign or a plus sign.